friends. We have Srikanth with Gopikrishnan. Srikanth, you want to take it from here?
Thank you, Srihari. Friends, welcome back to NRI Swamy, your community radio. This is your today's host, Srikanth Kocharla. Wherever you are around the world, my friends, a very warm good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So every week, we try to bring in some sensational people who does some incredible work, and this Sunday is no exception, my friends. We have with us today the Pioneer's special correspondent, J. Gopikrishnan, who is famously addressed as the man who felled the king. The king here is A. Raja in 2G Spectrum scam. And for those of you who are not aware, the Pioneer is the newspaper that the second oldest English language newspaper in India that's operational, and the J. Gopikrishnan is the special correspondent for the Pioneer newspaper. And its roots, it goes back way to the year 1865. It's the oldest newspaper, the Pioneer. And my friends, for a long time, I did not even know that J. Gopikrishnan was the man behind unearthing the huge 2G Spectrum scam. And we at NRI Swamy were trying to dig to understand who the great souls were who were involved in unearthing this scam. And when we traced back, the end point reached J. Gopikrishnan after all our digging and then browsing, trying to understand, talking to various people. So when the question of 2G Spectrum scam comes to all our minds, few names ring a bell, and those would be the COG comes to our mind, Subramanian Swamy, Prashanth Bhushan comes to our mind. Who would have ever imagined that Gopi, as he is called by all his colleagues and friends, is the first man who brought nation's attention to the massive irregularities while awarding the Spectrum in early 2008. And this conspiracy literally plundered the nation's resources. And as COG has reported, the exchequer costed 1.76 lakh crore. And this all happened by an unholy nexus of politicians, bureaucrats, and corporates. So, unmindful of the fact that a few newspapers or TV channels care to follow up his stories, Gopi persisted with his hard work. While he focuses on specifics, he always came out with some additional materials to substantiate his stories related to 2G Spectrum. So let's not waste any more time. Welcome to our show, Mr. Gopi. It's a great pleasure and honor to have you on our show today.
And good evening from India.
Thank you, Gopi garu. Thank you for accepting our request to come on to our show. I know you're a very busy man, and I wish to have some productive 45 minutes with you to tell our friends the amount of work, the amount of hard work, and the passionate work that you have done. We are really proud of you and your work, as you not only have given hope to this pessimistic generation, but you also laid a path of hope to all our kids and their generation, Mr. Gopi.
Thank you. And once again, good evening from India to my Pravasi NRI colleagues in brothers and sisters in America.
Thank you. And your message will definitely resonate, Mr. Gopi. First of all, you won another laurel when you received the Ramnath Goenka Journalist Award in the print category. Congratulations, Mr. Gopi. How do you feel?
Ramnath Goenka Award, it's in the name of the iconic Ramnath Goenka, where every journalist dream on getting on this. And I never dreamt on it, and I got it, and I actually am. It is a dream award for every journalist. It's all good, but when people ask me about getting awards, how do you feel? Normally, and as usual, as a normal human being, I'm happy, but the point is, I'm getting awards only after. That is the problem in our community, journalism community. When you are working on an expo, I have been working for 2 more years, and those days nobody was following the story. Everybody, all the spectrum telecom companies, mobile companies, they were having plush money, and they're killing the stories in other media, and nobody was recognizing us, and we have been treated as the mad dogs running around, and even the mad dogs, I use the word of Raja, and they used to call us the mad dogs running around, and anyway, getting award is always a good thing, and what we say, one of my friends who always say awards is like oasis. It is in this tension world. Anyway, it's good.
Yeah. You mentioned that journalists are not being recognized. What do you think is happening? The older generation of journalism and the new generation of journalism, what's the difference you see, Mr. Gopi? Gopi, are you there with me? Mr. Gopi? Friends, unfortunately, I think we lost Mr. Gopi. We'll try to patch in back Mr. Gopi again. In the meantime, listen to this wonderful theme music. I'll connect back Mr. Gopi again. Back. Friends, my apologies. Sorry, we lost Mr. Gopi for a few seconds here. We have Mr. Gopi back again. Mr. Gopi, are you back again online?
Yeah, I'm online, and if I cut you, please call me again.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Gopi. So you mentioned just that there are people, including Raja, who mentioned that journalists are mad dogs running behind some stories. So I was just trying to understand what's the difference between old days journalism, where it was all about ethics and positive stories and bringing the realities to light, and the new world of journalism. What's the difference, and why is that the journalistic world is losing its charm?
The basic problem now in India, we have enough independence. In India, like US, like developed Western countries, India has abundant freedom for journalists. But the problem in India faces is the corporate entry, the mining lobbies, all the tax evaders are entering into the journalistic field, and they are entering into the media companies, they are acquiring it. So the problem is their business interests will reflect, and the fight against the reporting against the huge big deals on corruption, which are not at all coming. Regarding the spectrum scam, it was known to everybody, but nobody has the courage to write. And moreover, when media houses getting corrupt, and then it, like a disease, it passes on to the individual journalists. There is a payroll journalism. There now India is facing this paid journalism, paid news syndrome. And the problem now we are facing is, are we mature enough to use the freedom we have got through the fights of our ancestors like Mahatma Gandhi and others?
Right. Absolutely. You're mentioning that that all these mining mafia people, they're putting in money into this media channels.
Not only mining mafia, Ambani's and Tata's. Look at the way the Niraradia tapes tells us how the journalists are manipulated.
Right.
Niraradia controls the India's 50% of advertisement revenue. She controls Tata and she controls Mukesh Ambani. And like that, Anil Ambani has his own media gang. And that the problem is whether it is mining, whether it is KG Basin, whether it is Spectrum, everywhere the culprits, the culprits means accused corporates, they are having shares in media houses. Like in Western world, we are only heard of Murdoch. We have several kind of Murdochs in this world. And that is the problem. What we need is the strong government and strong government to control the good human beings as the directors of these companies. Look at the way how they are doing. Now we don't have any. Now in India you are not getting editors. The community of editors has gone. Now corporate houses are planting some small babies as the editors, as their and they control them. We don't have a great editor post. Is now the biggest newspaper, Times of India, has no editor. There is what do you say? In British journalism also there was editors like Harold Evans, and Guardian has some editors. But the problem is Indian journalism, the community of editors is vanishing due to these corporate activities. Now the problem is after freedom, now the second is so many people, so many corporates are controlling the media to plan their interests, to stop the negative stories against them. This is the current situation where Indian journalism is facing.
Wow, extreme risky. And you've mentioned about Neera Radia. We always hear about Neera Radia whenever the concept of 2G spectrum, the scam that we talk about. She's not heard about right now. What's going on? What is her role in 2G spectrum?
Now she has almost vanished from the scene, and she has become a witness in the case, and she is supposed to tell the truth in the court, and she has wind up all the lobbying companies and advertising companies. And anyway, I think she is now trying, frankly speaking, Subramanian Swamy and Prashanth Bhushan, whom I admire and I credit to them, these two patriotic people, I credit for their exposing this 2G spectrum scam. One Swamy said, she has done nothing illegal and she has done immoral only. And when you look at the illegal aspect, she has done nothing illegal, but immoral activities are there. But as for the news point of view, the role of a lobbyist and that two kind of Madhahari kind of elements. And what happens, our media has, till we expose, the Neera Radia tapes tell us all the so-called media barons and so-called media journalists were acting like her slaves.
Right. And some of these few tapes involve some very, very prominent journalists working for prominent companies. I was wondering, what's the truth and reality behind all these so-called famous journalists who got national awards from the presidents and prime ministers? What's their role in this, Gopi?
Actually, these are all the problems of journalism. In journalism, journalists are doing their duty, but after something they got into this, they are acting like film stars. When they became celebrities, they start lobbying and getting for easy money. These tapes tell us how these so-called journalists using their halo and their clout in the society, they try to influence the cabinet formation. And these kind of activities are doing. The people like Barkadar and people like Veer Sanghvi, people like Prabhu Chawla, they were all caught red-handed for their activities. And there is a list of so many journalists, and the tapes which have come out only 500 conversations, but the actual conversation is more than 30,000. I don't know what will happen if the entire conversation one day comes into public. There is a payroll journalism is everywhere.
Wow. Now, Mr. Gopi, let's step back a little bit to understand how did you come across this 2G spectrum scam story? It's so fascinating that it's hard to believe. A lot of our people, when I posted this message that Mr. Gopikrishnan will be live on NRI Samay, he's the first man or one of the very few way early in 2008 caught up with this 2G spectrum scam. So let's talk about this. How did you come across this spectrum scam? You literally saved our the coming generation. I wanted to know about.
Actually, as a journalist, I will say it's a luck in my career. And I was so lucky to get a whistleblower, a government officer, and it was like in American parlance, you can call him as a deep throat. And he was with me, and he guided me. And then I was blessed with blessings of Subramanian Swamy and Prashanth Bhushan, like good activists and patriots. And then I have some other people, because now the problem is that a trial is going on in India, and so I don't want to disclose into everything. I will, within a year, I'll come with my book on journalist memoirs, how I break it, and I think I may come out with a world-renowned publishing company. There I will declassify everything. Who is this whistleblower? Who are the other unknown persons? Help me, and how it happened. Who are the holy cows behind it? The one thing I can tell you, this is a huge scam where the presently jailed telecom minister can do it alone. There are people, now the Chidambaram's finance minister, then finance minister, currently home minister, Chidambaram's name is now, it is already come up, and he is now, 2 days ago, he is in another deal. His name is cropping up, his son's name is cropping up. But the fact of the matter is, from top to bottom, and I don't know, Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi are keeping silence on this issue. They should come out, and people, otherwise people will believe what their opponents are saying. They are not at all telling anything. In Indian politics, we have a problem like the holy cows are spared a lot, like Ratan Tata is spared in the charge sheet, Anil Ambani is spared in the charge sheet. Like you see in the Bofors case, everybody is aware the arms dealer and the fixer Kotrochi is so connected to Sonia Gandhi. Yes. And the things, I hope things will come up. And anyway, there are anti-corruption movements like Baba Ramdev and Anna Hazare is now picked up the momentum. Now the Indian people is now fighting against the entire population is fighting against the corruption. This 1.76 crore means $40 billion US.
Yeah.
If this money has gone to a common man, India is a big vast country where a lot of kids are sleeping without food. A lot of people are sleeping in the road. These kind of, lot of people are below poverty line. So many welfare activities government can do. The problem is with our liberalization is limited to few people, and most of the brokers eat most of the government allotment through commissions and brokerage. Rich becomes richer and poor becomes poorer.
Absolutely.
That is the biggest problem in our motherland India faces.
Exactly. Rich becomes rich and poor becomes poor. Mr. Gopi, it's like listening to you. I get a feel. We have seen journalists, we have seen whistleblowers. Rarely we see a combination of both of them. What should people consider, J. Gopi? Should they consider you as a combination of both, or how do you recognize yourselves? Let the world know what are you. You seem to be a very honest worker with lot of achievements on a bag. As you said, you're lucky to get those, of course. But you've got a lot of achievements, and you sound very humble. What do you want about you?
I personally, so many interviews, so many people ask me, anybody threatened you? Anybody you faced pressures? But I never considered any thought of any kind of threatening and other things, because I personally believe when you work in journalism, and when you go for investigative reporting, when you go for reporting side of journalism, there is no point in saying people are threatening me, so I can't write. People are trying to fear me, and just to erase this fear from your brain part, the brain part where fear is generated, just erase it. And when you look at for the nation and work for the nation and do dutiful to your nation, then these kind of things you can easily forget. Now, let me speak very frankly. None dare to threaten me. The problem with the journalists is now in India. Basically, nobody dare to threaten the journalists because journalists are so powerful community. The problem with the journalists is, due to their powerfulness, they try to blackmail or they try to get their pound of flesh in every deal. This is the problem the journalism of India faces. What? Everybody wants easy money. And as far as my whistleblower officer, he was abused and threatened by a lot of this government machinery, because government machinery can't touch me because I am an independent citizen. But in case of a government officials, now the India we are going to pass a bill called Whistleblowers Bill. It has been lagging for a long time. One thing I must agree to this, what Arvind Kejriwal, the activist and Nexus award winner and Team Anna member Arvind Kejriwal says, Indian Parliament is now full of dirty elements. We don't have a good parliamentarians. All our Indian Parliament has been now degraded as a club of self-raising men, or any criminal can come. We have to go a long way, because we have achieved the freedom only 60 years, and I think our generation, next generation, or their next generation will rectify these things. There is no point of blaming everywhere time to politicians and bureaucrats. There is a part of duty for the voters as the citizens of India. If you find anything, you should react to it, and we should. There is no point of putting off blame and sleep at your home. That doesn't work.
Exactly. As you said, the generations right now are on the correcting path. So sure, we are sure that it'll get corrected, because there's a lot of awareness right now, as you mentioned. The Anna movement and other movements have helped all these non-responsive Indians to respond to these heinous crimes and heinous corrupt acts by few people going on. And Mr. Gopi, we have a lot of questions coming in on nrisamai.com chat.
I love to answer.
Yeah, we have Mr. Srihari from Los Angeles. My question is, does Gopi support or oppose censorship on media? What's his opinion?
No censorship in media, but censorship, no censorship means you can't write anything and any dirty thing or anything. News is, the principle is simple. News is something, somewhere, someone wants to hush up. That should be come to the common man. Journalist's role as an interface of transpassing the news and pass the news. And censorship is not at all a good thing, and I never agree for censorship. But non-censorship, when there is you have absolute freedom, means you can't defame anybody. There is a thin line. That's why I am always telling we need Indian journalism need people with ethical. We have no ethics at present. 2 days back, Subramanian Swamy released 100 copies of his dossiers against Chidambaram with valid documents and everything. The room was jam-packed, 20 OB-vans were there, but nobody except Pioneer published. Mainstream media has tried to blurt it out. There were stories against Robert Vadra, there was Sonia Gandhi's son-in-law Robert Vadra and Rahul Gandhi and others, but media won't go. That is because though there is no censorship, media don't want to touch the holy cows. After emergency, L.K. Advani said a very good definition about the Indian journalist. He said, Indira Gandhi only during emergency, Indira Gandhi only wanted you people to just bow her, but you people preferred to crawl in front of her. That is the problem.
Very good. Yes, well said. And we have Surendra from Bangalore. His question is, please brief about these people and their roles in 2G spectrum scam. Chidambaram, Kanimoli, Barkadat, Neera Radia, and any other people that you feel are worth mentioning.
One, Chidambaram. Chidambaram is involved in the spectrum scam. There is no doubt about it, because as per the laws of, as per the rule, the pricing of the spectrum has to be done jointly by the telecom minister and finance minister. Chidambaram was the finance minister, and he is fully responsible for every action happened in this 2G spectrum, as well as Aircel and Maxis deal. That is my apprehension or my findings and my 2 years experience in running in behind it. So I feel Chidambaram is involved. And as far as Kanimozhi is there, she is actually caught and charge-sheeted, and she is charge-sheeted for accepting rupees 200 crore through the bank account. So her role is she is already charge-sheeted, and I think she may get minimum plus 7 years, minimum 7 years imprisonment. Yesterday, the court sent the former BJP president Bangaru Lakshman for accepting 1 lakh for 4 years and 200 crore. Let us see how many years she will get. And as far as Barkadat's role is she hushed up a lot of news on 2G spectrum scam, and now the Neera Radia tape says that she worked on behalf of Neera Radia. She was in tandem with them, and her role, she has done immoral, journalistically immoral activities. She has done it. And the fourth person you asked about, whom?
Is Neera Radia. I think we already discussed about Neera.
Neera Radia is very much part of it.
We hear the names of Ratan Tata. A lot of the projections as far as, because we as common man, all we see is in the basic media that says about a person or personifies a person. That's how we see it. Ratan Tata was to the world presented as a very sacred man, very nice man, excellent ethics. So what do you think? We heard of Ratan Tata's name in the whole deal. What do you think of Ratan Tata as well, Mr. Gopi?
As far as my understanding and my coming through the documents, I feel Ratan Tata and Anil Ambani are the founder heads of 2G spectrum scam. They are the founder heads, and after hearing the Neera Radia tapes, I consider Ratan Tata as a dirty man, has no ethics, nothing. He's a fraud in the first order. He corrupts people. He tells Neera Radia to bribe people, but unfortunately Indian law is not able to catch him, or we gave him a escape route. And as far as his till date, and these are all media companies are doing, he is immoral. I have nothing to, I am ready to go to any extent, because as far as I have heard his activities in the Neera Radia tapes, and as far as his conversation with Neera Radia, ample evidence is that he is involved in bribing officers, and he himself personally immoral man.
Wow. So we have Pradeep Pratipati from Machilipatnam, Andhra Pradesh. His question is, what is the status of 2G scam right now, at this point in time?
At this point, Raja and others are facing, coming to the daily, it's a special court daily, and I personally feel now that the trial is going on, and I feel within a year judgment will come, and it's a watertight case. And as far as Dayanidhi Maran, the case is, FIR is registered, but it is lagging behind. Now the Swamy's released documents say, exposes the role of Chidambaram and his son, so the Maran case may be a little bit delayed. And regarding Chidambaram's role, Supreme Court is reserved for judgment on Swamy's case, and now Swamy has opened Swamy and Chidambaram's Prashanth Bhushan case. It's a good batting partnership, and seeing the documents and seeing their arguments, it's a clear watertight case against Chidambaram, but we have to see how the judges will look into it. And Swamy has opened another battlefront on putting Chidambaram in the Aircel Maxis deal, where his son is found to subscribing shares in Aircel Shivashankaran. And Swamy has produced his own balance sheet of Karthi Chidambaram, 26,444 rupees as loan to Shivashankaran. Why Karthi Chidambaram giving loan to Shivashankaran? It's reverse. It has to be happen. A billionaire Shivashankaran has. We can understand Shivashankaran giving loan to Karthi, and the loan should be 26 lakh or 27 lakh or 25 lakh. It should be a round figure. It is 26,444 rupees. It's a value of shares. And I also checked the Shivashankaran's accounts, and where I found some nitty-gritty hanky-panky, and CBI has to do it. But if CBI has to take action, Chidambaram should be removed, because all the IPS officers, cadre controlling authority is Chidambaram. And I would be very happy if it goes, because in this case CBI has done only money trail on Shahid Balwa to Kanimoli. They have not done any money trail on Vinod Goenka, another accused, and if money trail is gone, it will reach to Sharad Pawar, and there is another accused, Sanjay Chandra of Unitech. There no money trail has been done. If money trail has been done, it will go to Robert Vadra via Sonia Gandhi. There are a lot of things to happen.
Wow. So we have Suren again from Bangalore. He's coming back with a question saying, what is Gopi's view on paid media?
Indian media is nowadays becoming dirty media, and the paid news report submitted by Paranjoy Guha Thakurta, which is available in the Press Council. In the Press Council website, you can see two versions, and it shows Indian media is totally money mongers, doing unethical games. Everything is they are doing, and what is the problem we have? We don't have a strong government. We have a remote-controlled prime minister who has nothing to do with politics, and he don't know politics at all. He is a Sarkari retired bureaucrat, that's all, and he was a good finance minister under a statesman called.
Friends, I think we lost Gopi here once again. I will connect back to Mr. Gopi. In the meantime, listen to this Banyan theme, the show that we did yesterday. It's a wonderful Vandana and Vaishnavi, two young ladies who basically given shelter to thousands of mentally ill and destitute women. I'll connect back Gopi in a second. Hello friends, we have Mr. Gopi back again online. Welcome back, Mr. Gopi.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So we were talking about. Let me come back a little bit on this. What was your first story like, and what was the reaction? Because you mentioned that. When you started this story, nobody was even bothered to take a look at it, because everyone's in the vested interest community. All they want to see is Mr. Gopi getting defeated and not opening up all these files, right? So what was your first? What was the first story like?
Actually, I landed Delhi very late, and I joined Pioneer in 2008 May only. Then scam has happened, and those days few journalists have nerve and spine were writing something. But those things were hushed up, and Raja was asking, challenging everybody, saying that he is dilly-dallying on policy, he is using technical jargons, and he was challenging everybody, can you find me a corruption? And Karunanidhi was saying that this man belongs to a poor family, can you find anything, single pie? But there I got a whistleblower. There I was lucky. I started in November. Started entering into this field in November, and I got a whistleblower, a good government officer, a patriotic man. And my first story was December 11, 2008. We started the American old Watergate principle: follow the money, and follow the money trail. We found Raja was having lot of companies with him. So we had a 20-day series from December 11, 2008 on what were the hidden companies of Raja, where it is invested in Malaysia, how the spectrum money is coming through Balwas, and all the data. First man is now committed suicide, that Raja's managing director, Sadiq Bacha, is now found in a mysterious death. Right. And then we come to the technicalities. Then we found the Prime Minister's letter to Raja not to do these things. Then we started a lot of things, and it exploded when we touched Niraradia. It was nearly, I think I have written more than 200 stories before Raja's resignation, and it's all, I consider it as a luck in the career. And I credit, because I got a good editor, the Chandan Mitra, who was always with me, who was always supporting me. And that's why I'm telling you, these are all journalism, these are all luck. Every reporter has to get a good editor. Otherwise, that's why I'm telling now the editors' generation is vanishing in India. Now the papers are running on CEOs, not on editors. It is not like a mining company. It is not like a stationary organization. The newspaper should be run through the editors. And we should have promoters, news-loving promoters, news-loving newspaper owners like news atmosphere like Ramnath Goenka. We have in Indian Express those days had Ramnath Goenka and Arun Shourie. Ramnath Goenka as the publisher and Arun Shourie as the editor. Those were the glorious days of Indian journalism. But nowadays we don't have such people. We are having third-rate corporates, tax evaders as newspaper owners, and useless, spineless elements as the editors. Their own, what we say, puppets as their editors. How can, this is the problem with the Indian journalism. But there are good things in journalism, that most of the Indian journalism's frauds and violations are exposed by some other journalist who is having spine and nerve, and there are a lot of inside our community. That is the beauty of India and beauty of our democracy. It has to be exposed through our own circles. We have in our own field, our own people have exposed the dirty elements.
That's true. That's true. And when you're talking about such huge scams, there'll be a lot of people who'll all this corporate political clout. They'll offer some bribes and then ask you to stop writing all this, and then their lives are at stake. As you said, Bacha has committed in a very hello. Mr. Gopi? I think I lost Mr. Gopi again. Friends, I'll connect back to Mr. Gopi. In the meantime, just enjoy the song. Hello, friends. We have Mr. Gopi back again online. So, Mr. Gopi, we were trying to we were discussing on a lot of people would try to stop you, and what did they do to try to stop you?
No, actually stopping means they were all, after some time these people were all requesting because they know where it will going. The problem with journalism is not threats. It is now the journalists has to keep themselves to prevent these offerings and mind-boggling figures. That is the problem now here. There were all the telecom companies, now the licenses have gone. And I know all these people were behind us with begging for folded hands, how to escape them, how to save them. And I was lucky to have, and I was great to have an editor called Chandan Mitra who stood like a rock in front of me. And he shielded me, and I was so free to write. And all the odds, every opposition, the editor fielded like a rock. That's all luck in my career.
Right. And years of all this effort to unearth the scams, and people like you who put everything, almost you put in your life into these stories, and we see people getting bails and then walking free. I'm just trying to understand. We have seen Kalmadi who just walked away free. After 26 years of that scam, the telecom scam, we have seen Sukram walking away in just 4 days. He's just walked away. What is good?
No, Kalmadi is not walked away free. He got only bail. That's all.
Yes.
Bail. His case is going on. That's all. This Kanimudi and others, everybody's got the bail after 6 months because the trial is going on. And Sukram's case now at present, he's in jail. And what about, I personally feel there is no thing in putting him in jail. He is 87, 89-year-old. What are you going to do with his vegetables? And in Sukram's case, 89. And like Swamy said, what is the problem? What is the use of putting Karnanidhi in jail? These are all vegetables, 89 going 90. But we have other materials like Raja and Kalmadi and others are there.
Yeah. Now, as far as this journalism is concerned, there's a lot of pessimism on media, thinking that they're just focusing on a set of people, elevating people, and not focusing on core issues. Can you please tell us, Mr. Gopi, what do you think is the media doing right, and what do you think is the media not doing right? Of course, you touched upon this. I wanted to get some substantial point two.
I'll give you a biggest example. Always Subramanian Swamy used to say, media is not the world. And unfortunately, people think that media is doing something. Media is not the world. So many times the media tried to black out Subramanian Swamy, but he succeeded. And look at the recent case. No media was there to publish the pornography CD of Abhishek Singhvi, the Congress spokesperson and his anti-corruption bill standing committee chairman. And nobody was there to publish. But thanks to the social media, the CDs appeared. Without any media asking, Singhvi resigned.
Right.
And now the social media is very powerful, and I thanks to these people who uploaded this pornographic video, it is good. There is nothing on privacy. If he is a non-person and he is doing that pornography, his co-actress is a reputed legal practitioner lady, and she wanted to become judge, and he is having a sexual affair inside the office. This thing is, apart from the Rajya Sabha ethical issues, two of them are advocates, they should be terminated from the legal practicing license. These sort of things happened only due to the social media. Why media is not attacking Abhishek Singhvi kind of persons means these are the people who land in the television programs every day for discussing on each and every issue under the sun. All the media barons and so-called media anchors are friendly with this immoral Singhvi kind of characters. This is the problem with our media.
Right.
But social media has done their duty.
Right. We have seen everywhere that it has come out in the open from social media, not from the mainstream media. That's true.
Yeah.
So we were in conversation at NRI Samay. We had conversations with Subramanian Swamy. I think it was a couple of months back. We spoke to Subramanian Swamy live on air, and then we had Prashanth Bhushan very recently. 2 weeks back, we had Prashanth Bhushan.
Yeah.
And Mr. Prashanth Bhushan was in Los Angeles. We had a chance to meet him as well from NRI Samay.
Yeah.
And he mentioned here that the bauxite mining scam is even the largest and the biggest scam that India would ever see, even threefold bigger than the 2G spectrum scam. What do you think is going on with this bauxite mining scam, Mr. Gopi?
Actually, I have not yet put my hands on that issue because when you look at it, mining scams are big, but the problem is the media is not at all taking it very seriously or getting their pound of flesh, and lot of mining owners are the owners of so many media houses and so many television channels. Or they have also so many media has taken this unsecured loans from these dirty elements, and they are not doing. But I can't tell what happened because I have not studied the subject.
Okay, got that. Now, just to follow up with that question, now after you've done the telecom scam, it's almost on a concluding terms. We could see Raja in jail and Kanimoli facing the trial, and then we have a lot of other people getting into these books very soon. So what's your next target on mind? What are you working on, Mr. Gopi?
No, nothing. I am only general political correspondent, and these things happen anyway. We don't know what will happen, and all the journalists have to open their eyes and ears, and nowadays tongue. We have to open our mouth also, and we have to. This corruption. The problem with journalism is some of them say we should only write and we should not act, but that doesn't work. We have to. I personally prefer there should be a coordination of journalists who have ethics, and then we should be in coordination with the people like Prashanth Bhushan, Subramanian Swamy, Anna Hazare, and these kind of good elements. But the problem with the journalists, they all want to be in coordination with the corporates and the third-rate corrupt politicians. It's, anyway, as far as you have asked, what is my next is, actually I have no answer, and I am, as all journalists, I am also looking like what a crocodile in the pond looking for some other things to, some other good things to get it.
Very good. And I was trying to wonder, trying to understand. We heard for a short span about S-band spectrum scam in ISRO, and then it was it just vanished away. What went on with S-band spectrum as continuing?
No. S-band spectrum was a scam in the offing. It never happened, and when it happened, before it happened, when the news started leaking and these scientists started quarreling, and the deal was cancelled, then only media started writing it. It was a scam in the offing. Nothing happened but they were all the people were trying to make money, but due to scientists in quarreling, and some other scientists put the whistles, and anyway that never happened. And there is no role for journalism also. Journalists started writing only after it's cancelled.
Okay, that's true. And we have earlier had a show wherein we had the Konkan Railways MD Rajaram, who came on our show and then explained about the Official Secrecy Act. He was mentioning that we have big people, very honest people right now fighting this police and thief game, wherein a thief will just rob and then run away, and then this police will be running behind them to catch him, trying to see what kind of robbery was done. He was mentioning to us that if we have little idea on keeping these files as secret, and he was talking about Official Secrecy Act, he tells us that even before a corruption could happen, there are some files that will be transferring back and forth between people, and there are some government orders or GOs that will be put out to help facilitate this guy do a scam. So, Mr. Rajaram, the bureaucrat from Konkan Railways was mentioning that just the GO is put out in the open and all the other files are kept as secret. And if at all the people, the bureaucrats, if they put all these secret files open in the public domain, then we would have even avoided this scam from happening, and somebody would read these documents and immediately file a PIL and then get a stay on that specific allotment, right? So what's your, do you have any idea on how this can be taken forward?
See, these kind of things, you have to take a spine. You should have to take a nerve and to, now this is the time of war against corruption, because when Raja resigned, next day morning, Subramanian Swamy called me and said that battle have won, but the war is on. Yes, in India, we have to, war on corruption is still on. It is not at over. So we have to go ahead with a lot of kind of fights and forget this official secrecy. If any bureaucrats feel so, please give us the documents. There are some journalists having spine in India. Let them come to us and we will do it in accordingly. And there are great warriors like Swamy and Prashanth Bhushan. Luckily we have. And don't worry, tell that bureaucrat to come to them and come to us or Swamy and Prashanth Bhushan. We are here.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We have Madhav Reddy who just asked a question. How can we bring in new blood into this politics? Mainstream media is basically focusing on elevating few elements who are just, it's like generational politics, saying that his dad was there, so his son should be elevated, on going that front. So what can we create or set new waves and trends in encouraging good people into politics? What's the journalist's role?
Journalist role, it is not up to the journalist role. The main responsibility is with the citizens of India. Come and vote, and don't vote the nasty third-rate elements. And before you vote, you think whom you are voting. And the problem in Indian people are not coming to vote, and some people in some areas are taking money for voting. This is the dirty thing. Winston Churchill said that the people get whom they want. It is up to you look at the leaders, then you can get the sense of the people there. So we have to, people also has a responsibility, and they should not take it in a casual way in voting. They should come, they should vote, and they should teach a lesson who is doing wrong things. And the so-called hero worship, the problem as we have a lot of hero worship, shed the hero worship. Right. That is the biggest thing. You assess a person on the merit.
Right. And I was just trying to, even before we wrap up with a couple of questions, Mr. Gopi, we have already taken more than 45 minutes of your time. We are hearing names quite often saying that somebody has stashed money, somebody has got money through illegal means. In southern India, we have Yediyurappa. In Andhra Pradesh, we have another person who is involved in this scam in a lot of illegal money. And in Chennai, we already hear about A. Raja and other things. Southern part of India, mostly involved. What's the difference you see, whether it is any part of India or the southern part of India is more prone to...
No. I can't agree with this view. The issue is in corruption, there is no caste, there is no creed, no sex. Whoever, there is only one thing, they have only one religion, that religion is money. There is no kanimoli, there is no male, there is no female, there is no caste, there is no religion. There are these frauds have only one religion called money. And in northern India, everywhere also, there are a lot of and money is stashed. And unfortunately, I can't give support to Ramjat Malani kind of fraud. He is a fraud in the first order. He talks on corruption, but he appears in the court for all the fraudsters. He appeared for Kanimuri, and he is a fraud in the first order. And he has not given a statement to like other BJP party members. every party member went to the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha saying that given affidavit they don't have a foreign account. That day he was not in the list, and he accused that excused that his daughter is unwell. But the third day, when his daughter is unwell, he landed for Kanimuri to cross-examine the star witnesses. This is the problem with India. Money is stashed somewhere, and government has to take a call, and government should take a call. But the problem is the people like Ram Jethmalani can't be trusted.
Right, absolutely. And on a closing note, because we already came close to 1 hour, what's your message to young students who want to take up journalism as career? Where do they start, and how do they become good journalists?
First, journalism career, don't think of getting into a celebrity kind of things or like Bakadat and other kind of elements, and be true to yourself, read well, and be bold, and be true to yourself. Then you will achieve good things in your life, and try to become a better human, and look at the common man's suffering. Look at with a humanist view in every subject. That's as a person, I am now 42, and I'm not. I don't think I'm not a person to advise people, but to my young brothers and sisters who want to join journalism, I have this much to say only.
Fantastic show today, and Mr. Gopi, it's a great honor. It's a pleasure. It's been very motivating and inspirational to hear from you from Delhi. And it's a great honor for NRI Samay to have spoken to you. And we as NRI Samay will keep rolling and then talking about corruption issues, farmers issues. On behalf of farmers issues, we talked to P. Sainath, we talked to Vandana Shivaji, we talked to many other people on farmers issues, we talked about corruption, we talked about charity issues where the Banyan and Mr. Narayanan Krishnan, the CNN hero, we spoke we are trying to bring in the true, honest perspectives of all these people who are doing excellent job in their fields. And we at Samay today are honored to have you, Mr. Gopi, on our show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. So, friends, that is Mr. J. Gopikrishnan, a fascinating person by himself, a truthful man who has unearthed the huge 2G spectrum scam. And at NRI Samay, we were trying to dig and then understand who the great souls were who were involved in unearthing this huge scam. And our trace back has reached out to J. Gopikrishnan as endpoint. He was the first man who brought to light this 2G spectrum scam. It needs extreme guts, extreme vigor, extreme passion, and passion towards the country and its future to bring out such stories, which has got a huge amount of all this unholy nexus of politicians, bureaucrats, and corporates involved in this. So Mr. Gopi persisted with his hard work, with all his focus on specifics. He came up with a lot of material to substantiate stories, and day in and day out he has brought up stories that eventually brought Mr. A. Raja, the then telecom minister, to jail, and a lot of other people like Kanimoli are still facing the trial. And we hope Mr. Gopi would continue with his extraordinary work, and we at NRI Samay are proud to have Mr. Gopi today on our show. And friends, please do come back week after week. We bring in incredible people. Days to come, we are trying to see if Milka Singh ji, the Flying Sikh, can be on NRI Samay. So we have fascinating people coming in every week. It is not about sensationalizing the news or sensationalizing some issue at NRI Samay. We at NRI Samay believe we have sensational people who create news, and it's their honest perspectives and views that we want to bring it to light. So thank you very much for tuning in today, and do visit us every week. Same time, 9:30 p.m. India time, 9 a.m. PST USA time. And do watch all our archives at youtube.com/NRI Samay. You can also go to facebook.com/NRI Samay. Like us on Facebook and see the activities and our shows that are upcoming. And visit nrisamay.com. You could chat, you could talk to us, you could go to Skype NRI Samay, and then call us onto the studio, and we'll connect you, and then you could talk to any of our guests who are coming in. Thank you very much for tuning in today, and this is NRI Swamy, Srikanth signing off from Los Angeles. Listen to this fascinating song.